there a way I can focus this with my toe? Hi. Welcome to what we'll call the Cottonwood Synopsis video. I used to do this a lot. Not a lot. I used to do this when I would make an album and want to like talk about it, and never really did anything with those. I did it for an album called Finally Decency that never got released or posted or anything, so it's just on my computer. And I just went through and like, you know, talked about each song and what the concept of the album was, basically. And that's what this is. I really like the way the album turned out. The ideas and how they were fleshed out and everything, and the idea of just at least the album title, He'll Never Make It Out of Cottonwood. I thought of it when I was at work. I was hosing down the meat case, and it's not the most glamorous thing to be doing, but it's my job, and I was doing it for maybe the 30th or 40th time. Like, I was still pretty new at the job, and I was just thinking, like, it's kind of a gross thing to be doing. Like, I just imagining people that I know or used to know, and they're walking by and they just happen to see me. And I've lived here since 2005. Next year, it'll be 20 years. And I just thought, like, I'm still here. I still work here. I live here. I write music here and play it. And, you know, I just thought, like, it was very, like, based on negative imaginary conversations, I guess. And something I failed to mention in this take was I tried to write them not in the first person, all the songs. And if there ever is like a first person lyric or whatever, it was kind of done intentionally and was really conveying what I wanted to convey. But for the most part, I actually, for the first time, actively tried to not write songs that are self-centered, I guess. And there's aspects of that of the album, but it's not the entire point. Almost like it's about me, but it doesn't seem that way. It's not framed that way. That was something I was trying to do for the first time. All right, that's about it. First song I wrote was called Justice in the Winter, the 10th song, and I made that alone, and you know, I liked how it went, and I wanted to write more, and that's when it kind of became a thing. And so I started demoing it out. That started in like early 2023. There are recordings on this old phone that I dropped in the toilet, and it stopped working, so I bought an actual phone. This one was from Walmart, and I thought it broke forever. It had all the demos on it. Well, it turns on again, so that's cool, and now I have all the original recordings, but they were all written and everything by, like, you know, me coming home from work, and they were all written on acoustic guitar. Like, it was skeletal, but I had ideas along the way of like what parts would be filled out and all that, and that's what ended up happening. It's a live album, you know. I got Maddie on drums, Jonesy on bass, Lincoln on guitar, and me on guitar, and we're Wilted Willow. But I brought it to them, being like, "Do you guys want to record this album with me?" And so everything that I wrote, I brought to them, and they fleshed out and wrote their parts, and we turned it into a full type of thing. This is Jonesy on the last day of when we finished the album. This is Maddie on the last day, and then we are done with the editing the album. And then this is Lincoln, and then he's rubbing his nips. This is my. I didn't really want it to sound pretty, like, not that anything I make sounds pretty or professional, but like I was just gonna get rid of the attempt, and so we recorded with 2 microphones. They were just set up in the room, and we start and play the whole song, not to a click track or anything. It's kind of like mistakes and all. It was there.
We're getting better. Fuck, dude. Fuck. If it's one note mess up, I just keep
I didn't. I just fucking fucked it.
Because like once you mess up once, you can't like.
Yeah. I can't recover. Because just that part. I can't, like, if I fuck up, I can't. You know what I mean? Start fucking.
and that's why it sounds the way it does. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. It was kind of like this was going to be a one-time thing. And it also fits with the title of the album. It's like it doesn't sound like a professionally done. It was clearly not done in a studio, and that's kind of like hence the name. They'll never make it out of Cottonwood. He'll never make it out. The first recording we tried was the song "Forget Me Not," song 7, and we did it in the den, in my mom's den. It was where we were rehearsing at the time for our gigs, and. Yeah, we just were like, let's see if we could do this, like make it a live thing, you know, all on its own. And we tried it a certain way, and I still have that demo. That very first recording was in January, and it was kind of a surprise to me, like what it was gonna sound like, and I was like, wow, interesting. I'm glad I still have that, but that's not really going to be released or anything. It's kind of our first shot, and then we took a break when it was like it didn't sound exactly how I thought. We took a long break and thought maybe we'll figure something else out, and we did. We just made it as simple as possible and put 2 microphones and hit record, and that was really it. I mean, it took some time to write them and rehearse them, but once we did that, it was go time. And we got it done. We got it recorded pretty fast once we started, and that was in like summer to like fall 2023, and so yeah, that's basically it. Album opens up with a song called Dullin', and that word I heard in a snail mail song that I liked for a long time.
In the white dawn day,
I just liked that word. I mean, it obviously comes from the word dull, but I liked how like sad that concept was. So that's kind of the opening of the album, is short and sweet and very melancholy, and it was a rewrite. Like, I took an older song and turned it into that motif that you kind of hear is kind of like the Cottonwood motif, and it comes back, you know, later on, but I wanted that one to open the album. Every song has like these lyrical themes that I was writing down as I was writing the songs, like what is the point of this song and why did I write about it. These little lines that kind of sum up what the song is. So the theme for Dullin is melancholic remembrance and pessimistic as fuck. It's pessimistic. Song 2 would be Zeus. It's an old song. It's not written with the rest of this, and I wrote it for an album called Demise that I was gonna put it on and never released that. That album sounded like hot dog shit. There might be something I'm brewing. Stay up all night, pull an all-nighter. And but there were some moments on it I liked, and I'd written this song Zeus for an actor that I did sound design for a play called Ungodly Behavior, and it's about Greek mythology. The characters are Greek mythological figures that you know, that one of the main characters is Zeus, and I wrote the song to sort of impress him and be like, this is my take on your character, and wrote that song. And yeah, it's a very first person song, and that was the concept, is like it's about being a jerk, but then, you know, if it opens up with the jerk's perspective, and then, you know, it's very first person and self-centered until it turns into the chorus that I wanted to have some sort of like omniscient perspective, like this is what's going on, this is the bigger picture, this is what's being ignored. The themes for Zeus are: you are not the only one with feelings, your actions have consequences, listen to others, and god damn it, I'm such an asshole. So yeah, I still really like that song. I'm glad it has a home now on the Cottonwood album. Song 3 is called You Wrote This Song, and it's also called Little Legs. It's a tribute. There's a couple of tributes on the album, but this one is pretty special to me. It was written by my dad. The chorus is my dad wrote the chorus, and it's a little song he would sing to himself, kind of. He would be like washing dishes and look out the window, and there was our tortoise Yoshi coming out to eat breakfast or whatever. And so he would just sing this little song about Yoshi, and it's not about Yoshi from Super Mario Brothers. That was the name of our tortoise, and that's what the chorus is of Little Legs. So it's like kind of like a counterpart to Zeus in the way it sounds, but it's a short and sweet song that I wrote, with that in mind. That it was written by my dad. I wanted to turn it into a song, and it's about Yoshi, but I wrote it before Yoshi passed away, and so basically when that happened, I kind of knew like I really got to focus on making this into something, and so I'm really happy with the way that one came out. Sick bass line by Jonesy, and then the theme for that one would be a tried and true tribute to commemorate the immortal, and then he was the best. So track 4 is a rewrite. It's probably the oldest rewrite of which song it's being reworked. It's an older one. It's a song that I made called Olivia, probably in like 2019 it's about Olivia Newton-John, and it was back when I used to call like our recording label studio Queen Olivia Records, and it has since been changed to Skiber Records. But Olivia was a almost like a love song to Olivia Newton-John, and I rewrote that, and that's what's now the After Party. That noise and that sample in the beginning is just a lot of talking. I want it to sound like a party, and so that kind of sets the scene. There's some cool samples I have in there that are kind of hidden of my family, but that kind of song, I just kind of wanted to write a song about being at a party, being kind of lost, I guess. It's a very lonesome song, even though it's about being around people, and so the themes for that one would be ode to dissociation. I thought of it when we were having a party here, and I was on the couch and everybody was kind of winding down, and it's kind of there in my own head. It's kind of like a theme for you might be around people, but having an episode going on in your head that nobody really knows about. So that's the After Party, and I like the way that one came out. Track 5 is called Vegas Nerve. It's named that because of my mom. My mom told me that there's some sort of exercise you could do. It's called resetting your vagus nerve. And when she told me, I thought she meant Vegas, like Las Vegas. It's not that. It's a different thing. And I didn't know that. Hence the song is titled after Las Vegas. But the vagus nerve type thing, if I remember right, it's like some sort of reset you could do where you're like, I don't know, something like this. You're going like this, and then you calm down. You're like in rest and digest mode. It's like a hard reset on your body. And I don't know if I ever tried it, but I like the concept, and it's a very vulnerable song. That is what this song is like a reset on your most vulnerable feelings. So getting that shit out. And yeah, it's a very first person song again. But this song had a necessary purpose on the album as far as what it's all about, and so I like the way this one came out. It's just kind of a very simple acoustic song, and the themes would be: do they know how much this hurts? Is it all behind us? Am I really all right? Just kind of a self-examining type of thing. Song 6 is You Can't Have It All, and I think it's my favorite one because it hit the nail on the head of what I was trying to do with writing on this one. It's personal. Like, all these songs are personal, but they're not framed to be personal, and that's what I was trying to do. And You Can't Have It All by far came out the way I wanted it to, and it's very inspired by David Bazan's songwriting, his his guitar work and everything on in Pedro the Lion. So I really wanted the song to sound like that, and it's also a rewritten riff of an older song I have. Lincoln's guitar part is probably my favorite part of that song. You know, just the way it became something when I knew that it would go somewhere, but I wasn't sure where. And those like melodies he plays are just the answer to my questions. So this song is kind of like the theme of the album. And it's liked by John Bonner. That's a win for me. I think that's his favorite on here, so thank you, John. And the theme for this one would be, your consequences have consequences. Moving on to song 7 is called Forget Me Not. And this one is a close second as far as the concept of You Can't Have It All. So this one is like a counterpart to You Can't Have It All. It was named by my girlfriend Michaela, and I was struggling coming up with a name for this song. There was nothing in the lyrics that I kind of thought fit, and so she named it Forget Me Not, and it's after the flower, and I thought it worked really well, and I like the song a lot. It's pretty much a sample of what this whole thing is. The themes would be paranoia, time will tell, and you need to let that shit go. That would be from the words of Jeffrey Jones, said that. And we're on to track 8. It's called The Son of Second City. This one is another tribute, and it's for the late great Michael Lehrer. Michael Lehrer passed away of Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was one of my favorite and most inspiring comedians. He was from an improv scene in Chicago that I believe they called the Second City, and so that's why it's called The Son of Second City. It's about him, and it's also just about losing the people you love. And the melody was written by Michaela. I had the chord progression. I was like, I don't know where this is gonna go as far as singing, and I wanted it to sound like an older song I have, Welcome to the Mank Ave, and I wanted to have that same vibe, and so she made the melody, and it's one of my favorites on there. It also has a guitar solo, which I backed off on doing guitar solos on every single song in order to save it for the one, and so that's Son of Second City. I think it's probably the most emotional one on there. The themes would be tribute number 2, You Can Still Make Us Laugh, and the second year's harder. Reality sets in. So yeah, it's very much about grief. 2, clapping. We have song number 9 is called British Banger. It is named after a sausage that I sell at my job. A British Banger. Oh shoot, I should know. I think they call them like bangers and mash. You know, bangers and mash. You heard of that? I think they. Now I've heard this story, but I don't know if it's true. It's something about sausages and when they used to make them during war times, and they had water in them as like filler. You know, just to like we ran out of pork. Let's put some water in it, and so it's a plump sausage, and you cook it and it explodes, like it pops. You know, every sausage sort of kind of bursts and explodes when you're cooking it. That's why I don't do it with my shirt off anymore. It's really good. I like it. I thought it'd be funny if I named the song after a sausage. I forgot to mention this pedal is called the Mini Bar, the Liquid Analyzer. This was a present from Michaela, and basically you remove this contact lens cap and you put any liquid you want in there, and it changes the sound, ranging from like distortion or overdrive. So basically we emulsified a British Banger to make the tone for the guitar And you know, you can't just like, I mean, I wasn't ready to pound a sausage into a liquid, so we needed some sort of base.
So that's some banger and some spit.
A little bit of
Oh, fuck.
Ranger Effects mini bar.
I like that.
Oh,
That should be enough.
yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna put a little more.
You gonna put some more in there?
No, that should be enough.
Yeah, it should be good. Here, let's put that back on there. Awesome. Yeah.
Analyze banger.
Yeah. Give me one of these. Nice. All right, Paul.
And this one's an instrumental. I knew I wanted it to just kind of go on and have all these parts that I really like. It doesn't have to make sense, and it really didn't. And I still really like the way it came out. It took the most work to write and record. I think it took 3 different days, where every other song we might have done in 1 or 2. This one was like few days of writing it, finishing it. A day I tried to record it, we messed up. Another day we tried to record it, we messed up. Another, and every time I just wanted to buy sausages and finish them and eat the sausage and then finish the song and have a whole thing. But it took a while, and I like the recording. I like how rough it is and just how much of a jam it sounds like, rather than a focused type of thing. And that was the goal. And yeah, so that's British Banger. So now we got song 10 that I mentioned before. It's called Justice in the Winter, and I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's the farthest song from my memory. It was the first one I wrote, and yeah, I like the way it came out. It reminds me of City in Color, Dallas Green's project, and I really like that. And yeah, it has some synth in it. That's kind of fun. The themes would be You Play Good Defense and Zeus Reprise. It's a little bit of a callback to Zeus on the subject matter. And the final song is track 11. It's called ATV Off-Road Fury, and it's named after a PlayStation 2 game I used to have, and me and Maddie would play for a long time. I mean, we played it for years, and it was one of the only games we had for PS2. I mean, you just are a guy riding a quad around, and it's really fun. You go out of bounds, and your body flies off the vehicle, and you just go. I mean, it's hilarious, and we used to play for hours. And I just thought it'd be funny if I named a song after a video game, and a video game that really not a lot of people played, I don't think. So it was kind of fun, and I like the way the song is, because it kind of sonically wraps up the album. There's not much else to offer as far as what's being said in that one, but there's more music than there is lyrics, and it just kind of wraps it up. I like the disco beat that Maddie's doing. And I'm happy with that one, especially with the ending, and that this was really fun to do. It's been a while now. I mean, it's going to be close to 2 years that this actually started as an idea, and it's been finished for a little while, and we're working out all the things to make this what it is and get released. Yeah, we just had a lot of fun with it. That's basically it. I don't know how to wrap this up, but I have somebody who knows how. Hold on.
Clark, what up, son?
Me and Clark would like to thank you sincerely for listening and for watching, and Yes, we would like to sincerely thank you, me and Clark Olafsson. Say goodbye.
Let the party begin.
Thank you, and we will see you next time. All right, that's cut.
Told we had it all. We had ourselves involved. A distant siren stole the show. If you're the first to fall, then this can't carry on. But for how long we'll never know. Chaos may
Also want to give a big thank you to everyone else who made this album. Zach Montana for helping me with mixing and mastering the entire album. Jonathan Bonner for emceeing the shows that will be announced shortly and being my rock and my production assistant. Anybody else will be mentioned, but wanted to give a shout out to those two good guys. Thank you.
Early bird gets the mug. Got one, fellas.
How long were you standing outside?
I started like my fucking little thing to spit on a carrot. Pufferfish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you play the chords?
Which ones?
The Can I do this monologue over it while you're like playing that part?
Do it again. Yeah, like that. Well, G minor. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. So now we go into the part that breaks down. Should I just play it on play the song? Because like this is my favorite part.